Was it Monday or Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Okay. After researching Newton's laws of motion, explain which law of motion was responsible for F being plunged head first out of the window with sudden stop of the chair. What could be added to the invention to keep Mr. F in the seat? My answer was, the law of motion was momentum because he flew with neck-breaking speed and suddenly stopped. They could have added a brake or a slow down button to be safer for the second part of the question.
Okay, very good. I like how you noted that there were two parts of the question. Each of these questions, because you guys only have one question each day, they are two-part. Sometimes, or most of the time, the first one question is kind of related to the reading, and the second question is kind of related to the science concept. Jonah, go back to yours real quick. Thank you. Because I don't have it pulled up on mine, so. Okay, so Jonah answered two questions with two complete sentences. Some people only gave me one-word answers. Guys, if I'm only asking you to do one question with two parts each day, the least I expect from you is a complete sentence. I know that some people had a hard time getting the article to work yesterday, but the video should have worked for everybody. And really, you only needed like the first 3 minutes of the video because that's when they reviewed the laws of motion. But actually, I'm going to go ahead and, Jonah, if you want to stop screen sharing, I'm going to get Matthew to share, and then we're going to have a little bit of discussion about force and motion and a little bit of other science stuff.
Okay.
Thank you, Jonah. Awesome job. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Sean, as we're waiting on Matthew to screen share, I expect to see some edits to your slides today. And if you need to meet with me at 1, that's fine. I'll be here. If you want to stay after today, I'll be here. That's completely up to you.
Am I screen sharing?
Yeah, I can see yours.
Oh, okay. After researching Newton's laws of motion, explain which law of motion was responsible for Mr. F plunged headfirst out the window with sudden stop of the chair. What could be added to the invention to keep Mr. F in the in the seat? The law of motion that was there was friction, was the cause of the chair to stop because it was rubbing against something on the ground. A slowdown sensor would be great to help so he wouldn't crash into a wall or anything.
Okay, very good. So again, Matthew answered both questions. However, I don't necessarily agree with Matthew's first answer, but this gives me an opportunity to have something to talk about and science concepts to teach. When you guys don't give me full responses, then I don't know where your thinking is, so it's hard for me to know where I need to go with my teaching. I just found out today from Miss Lee that we will be having a test at the end of the year to determine how much you learn throughout the year. So it's very important as we're using this book to review and just to practice our reading comprehension. It's very important that you guys are continuing to try. So our days together are limited. Your days of getting good instruction are limited. Thank you, Christian. I'll get to him in just a second. Friction was not what caused the chair to to stop. What caused the chair to stop was the fact that it met the end of the track, and it was an abrupt stop. Kind of like a car accident. You guys are like, if you're riding in your car and all of a sudden you hit the person in front of you. Person in front of you stopped for no reason, and you keep going and you hit them. The passengers in the car, they're all going to lunge forward because the car came to a sudden stop. The chair came to a sudden stop, but all the particles that are in the car are going to continue to move forward until something causes them to stop, whether that's the steering wheel, the dash, the windshield, or a seatbelt. That's why seatbelts are so important, to protect you from Newton's first law of motion, which is an object in motion will stay in motion until it's acted upon by another force. Mr. F kept flying out the window until gravity pulled him down to the ground. So thank you, Matthew, for sharing your answer. I really appreciate you answering both parts of the question. And, okay, so Riley decided he didn't have a question anymore. Thank you for letting me know. Sorry, it won't take me that long to get to you next time. I just wanted to make sure I finished my thought before I got distracted. All right. So, today, you all are going to read Chapter 8. And please, if you have not listened to Chapter 7, make time to listen to Chapter 7. This is a really good and interesting book, especially for those of you who like science. There's lots of science concepts embedded throughout, and it was really hard for me just to choose one science question instead of picking a bunch, because there's so much that we could talk about. My goal is to have you out of here by 9:30, but I do want to look at the question for today so that we all are on the same page. And you guys know my expectation for today. And somebody left. That's not very beneficial for them. Okay. All right. And also, in addition to the text, I've even pulled on each slide the part of the text that I got the question from. Now, please do not just read that part of the text and then try to answer the question, because there's so much more in the story that develops the ideas that you're missing out on. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to follow along with part 1 of chapter 8. If you want to pull the text and follow along with it while I read, or if you want to have it to help you answer the question, you can. But a lot of the questions are science related, so the text isn't going to help a whole lot other than adding some background knowledge for content of your answer. And then, before you even try to answer the question, you're going to do the global wind pattern video. That's why your steps are over here. 1, 2, 3. And then you do this. So you're going to watch the video. And you guys know I have my favorite YouTube channel for my science videos. Thank you guys for helping admit people. All right, guys. So you guys are going to have the little science video to watch to remind you about the global wind patterns. Now, I hope I don't get disconnected, but I actually have my science notebook right out here. So I'm going to go and I'm going to get my science notebook, because in addition to watching the video, you guys could also use your science notebooks. So if I cut out, y'all just bear with me, because I got to go to my backyard, because I was going to teach in my camper out back, but I didn't do that. because the internet wasn't good.
You froze.
I'll be back.
Talking really. She's disconnected.
Am I still disconnected? Hello?
No.
Am I back?
Hello. Yes.
Okay. good.
Yeah.
All right. Whew. I was trying to be quick. I should have been more prepared. I should already have my notebook, but you know, life.
Boy,
You need to get a Wi-Fi extender. We have one
Oh.
right there. That white thing, that's the Wi-Fi extender.
Huh, that's cool. That might have helped me have internet out in my camper. That's where my class was going to be. And I was going to teach you guys from out in our camper, but the internet didn't work very well. So I have my handy dandy science notebook, and I'm going to turn to where we talked about wind patterns, which should have been one of the first things we talked about.
We talked about weather first thing.
Yeah, but wind patterns come with weather. Remember we did our barometer, then we talked about wind, and then we talked about the climate zones. Did we do the global wind pattern chart?
I don't know.
Yeah, I remember putting that in my notebook.
I don't see it in mine. Because it should have looked something like this.
Well, there's that one.
Yeah, that's sea breeze and land breeze. I have that one.
What does it look like again?
It should look something like this.
I found it right there.
Okay, yeah, but that's the climate zones. So your global wind patterns, I'm sorry, I'll add a picture to each of your slides, and if you guys want to add notes to your science notebook, you can, to help you answer the question. But that's crazy to me. But anyways, global wind patterns, and you can probably actually write right on this. I might actually write on this. But they change based on where they are, their distance from the equator, because remember the air gets colder the closer you go to the poles, and it gets warmer the closer you go to the equator. And what happens is that at the boundaries of these two pockets, you get a current. So as soon as we get off of here, I'm probably just going to draw on this one because it's already divided for me. And I'm going to add this to each of your science slides. Okay? And if you want to add it to your notebook, you can, but you don't have to. But it will help you to be able to answer the question. So you're going to watch the videos, and then let's go back now that I've been sidetracked, basically for no reason. But it is for a reason, because I definitely want to make sure you guys have that in your notebooks. Because it's very important. All right. So it says in part 1 of chapter 8, Professor Sherman says, you can never tell whether the winds will blow you. This says, using what you know about wind patterns, do you agree or disagree with this statement and explain why? So your answer should start out, I either agree or I disagree. Hi. I either agree or disagree with what Professor Sherman said because, and then you're going to tell me why. Can you tell where the winds will blow you? That is the question. All right. So, I need complete answers. Giselle, you said, is this it? Hold on, Giselle. Let me stop sharing so I can see you.
That's low pressure and high pressure.
Okay, I can't even see her picture. Where is she at? Giselle, unmute yourself so your picture pops up. Let me see it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's low pressure and high pressure. But low pressure and high pressure, whoa. Seth. Go back. Go get me a paper towel, please. Seth, go get me a paper towel. My coffee spilled. All right. Sorry. Seth was rolling across the floor like something silly and rolled right into my coffee. Yes, Maverick, I know you were absent yesterday. I miss seeing you, but go ahead and complete your work for yesterday. You complete your work for yesterday, and we'll take care of it, okay? Thank you, Seth. All right. Are there any questions about my expectations for your assignment today? Questions?
No, ma'am.
Alora, question? Okay. I just saw you. Your face. I never get to hear from you. Alora, come and talk with me at 1 o'clock today. I never get to talk to you anymore. Set an alarm. That goes for a couple of y'all. I never get to talk to y'all anymore.
Me?
Well, no, you stop in and see me and check in with me. I talk to Mally on a daily.
Oh yeah, Melly gotta come every day.
I know who loves me. Those are the people who make time for me. Yeah, Saisha, you have not really been dropping in and seeing me recently either. It's been kind of sad. Cadence, I hope your arm is healing up well.
Missing. Okay.
What did you say, Cadence?
I'm almost good. Got 2 more weeks and then I can move to a brace. And then I'm gonna start my physical therapy.
Yay! So no cast for the summertime. That'll be great. I felt like there was one other thing I wanted to talk about today, but I don't think there is, guys. And I want to make sure that you guys have plenty of time to do your work. There's a bunch of you that are on here this morning. You guys have been coming to my Zooms regularly, but you have not been doing your work. I need for everybody to do your work. At least, okay, so I told a couple parents this yesterday. Honestly, if you sit down and you set a timer for 30 minutes, you should be able to listen to the reading and watch whatever video or read whatever article I post to remind you of science concepts and answer the question in 30 minutes. If you can't, just say it was taking too long. But honestly, if I'm not getting at least 30 minutes from you guys each day, that's not fair to me. Because I can promise you that I spend a lot more than 30 minutes planning your lessons every day. So I need for you guys to help because, like I said earlier, I just found out from Miss Lee, it has been confirmed that you all will be taking, it's not the North Carolina integrate test, but Craven County is giving all of its students, kindergarten through 5th grade, a test at the end of the year to see what they know. It's most important for you guys because this is the only thing that your middle school teachers are going to see when you get there. So if you watch one of those science videos and it's not making sense, come and talk to me at 1 o'clock. Because all of these concepts that we're doing, these are things that I've already taught you. They should be review. And I need you guys to make sure that you're ready for your reading and for your science test at the end of the year. Yes, Liam.
I have something about the 40 book challenge.
Okay, what about it?
I finished the folk tale books, So I'm at 39 books right now. The balloon one that we're reading right now is the last one I need.
Yes. So it sounds like you're probably the closest person to actually finishing the 40 book challenge that we have. So we will finish 21 balloons next week. Oh, by the way, just so I don't forget to tell you guys, because I get caught up in some stuff. We have a short week next week. Thursday, I think it's just going to be like an enhancement day where you guys can like go in the enhancement folders and do some of the activities. And in the PE folder, I think Miss McLean and I we made a video, and Miss McCoy used that for one of her activities. We're doing exercises, pretty funny. And so that'll be next Thursday, and then the following week you guys are off on Monday. So after this week, you've got 2 3-day weeks, and that's going to be super cool. So you have 4-day weekends and 3-day school weeks. So please, guys, make sure that you are doing your work, because our time together and your instructional time is running out. All right, guys, if y'all don't have any questions for me, I'm going to give you 30 minutes before family time to get your work done. I love you. Bye.
Ms. Hernandez.
Yes.